Hello and welcome to That's Football. This is the Premier League preview, but with a twist. Today, you guys get to Skype in and have your say on all the upcoming fixtures in the Premier League this weekend. It should be an absolutely cracking show. The Skype name is That's Football. Two words, obviously, THAT''S. Football. Get calling in, Skyping in fact. I love the live comments, but obviously hearing all your guys' opinions on Skype for a 4 or 5 minute, 6 minute conversation on Skype is obviously absolutely fantastic. Today, obviously, we're going to want to be talking about Liverpool versus Chelsea. That is the big talking point. That's the big fixture this weekend. But there are other interesting fixtures as well. Arsenal versus Burnley, Manchester United versus Brighton. So do get Skyping in about that as well. Are we getting a bit of lag? Wait, hang on, let me just sort this out. But yeah, like I said, guys, get Skyping in. I'm going to open up Skype any minute now. Are we getting a bit of delay? Let me sort this out. But yeah, THAT''S. Football. Decent. Right, I'm going to open up Skype now, guys. One moment, please. How is everyone doing? Yeah, obviously I've got my shirt on. I thought these streams have been pretty... I mean, we've had a lot of boring games. So I thought for today, I'll spice it up. I'll make it slightly more enthusiastic and lively and put a floral shirt on. Why not? I think we're getting a bit of lag. We're not getting any lag. Guys, tell me if we've got any lag. I can see my screen and it's been really laggy. But Ronak Parith, Haha Banter, Matthew Dyer, Official Niche, Brevy Boy, Wilf Hyde, Chad Sprawl, Pankaj. How's everyone doing? I've not seen a lot of you here for a while. So look, welcome to the show. This is a Skype show. Skype is open for you guys to Skype in now. Whenever you guys want to Skype in. Come on, you Spurs. Someone says, look, talk about whatever you please. Just the weekend's fixtures coming up. It's a Premier League preview. I'm excited. Are you guys as well? Patrick says we've got lag. Yeah, okay, we had lag. Oh, no lag. Okay, well, get calling in. I've sorted it now. I've sorted it now. But yeah, get calling in, get Skyping in. Skype is open. It's That's Football on Skype. 2 words. Obviously, you should see an account with the That's Football logo. And get calling in. Brevy Boy has lag. I think I've sorted it, mate. Max, how are you doing, guys? Exeter City's Grecian is here. Obviously, if you are new to the channel, get subscribing. We want to hit 20,000 subscribers as soon as possible. So it'd be fantastic if you guys could subscribe and join the community. John Parkinson's messaged me, mate. All you got to do is just Skype in, pal. So what have you got to do? Yeah, it's fixed. Yeah, okay, cool. Guys, I've got no one Skyping in. John Parkinson's just messaged me. Just call me, mate, and you guys don't have to add me for it to work. Just call me, and let's get conversing. Let's get talking. I'm excited. I am tired. My eye's better for anyone that's wondering. But yeah, I've got no one calling in, so I'll talk to you guys for a little bit. Halam is here. Hi. Right, I'll give my opinions. In terms of Liverpool, Chelsea, Den says Liverpool will draw. I think it's going to be very interesting. The table is much closer, much tighter than I thought it actually was at the beginning. Liverpool on 22 points, Chelsea on 25 points. If Liverpool win today, on Saturday, they go 1 point above Chelsea, and people are counting Chelsea as the title, in contenders for the title. So it's all very congested there. It should be an absolute cracking game. There's a lot on the line, obviously. So yes, obviously both teams played midweek. Liverpool coming off the back of an iffy result, if I'm honest. Obviously 3-3 against Seville, going 3-0 up, and then Seville equalised 3-3. Chelsea, a pretty more convincing result against Karabag. It was 4-0. However, they're slightly as a disadvantage as they were away, obviously, in Azerbaijan. So maybe that flight time will affect them. But guys, get calling in. I've got no one calling in. Is this right or left? No, it's left. It keeps popping out. Guys, I've got no one calling in. Brevy, if you want to call in just to start the show off, pal. Or Jared, if you want to call in as well, mate. Just get the start, get people calling, give people the idea of the show. K7 said, what are the Premier League fixtures this weekend? Well, ones I really want to talk about today are Liverpool versus Chelsea, Arsenal versus Burnley, and Manchester United versus Brighton. They're the 3 big games I want to talk about today. Max says Manchester United 3, Brighton 1. Asian Gamer says he's calling. I haven't got anyone calling in currently. Mate, I haven't got anyone calling in. have not got anyone calling in. MFC. Hi, John Parkinson. Should I ring him? See if he's online. I'll ring him. See what's going on with him. John Parkinson. Okay, let's ring him. John. Hello? Hello? John? Okay, well that's not working. Right, so that didn't work. I thought I'd give John a little ring. Okay, Brevy called me. Brevy, get ringing in again, mate. Just because I haven't got. It's been a rough start to the show, guys, but do stick with it. If you haven't, if you're new to the channel, get subscribing. Obviously, we're 19,812 subscribers. We're gonna hit 20,000 subscribers as soon as possible. Hamza, I'm on my own. We've got Nemesis is a Rangers fan. It's brilliant. Obviously, this is a fan channel for fans supporting a variety of different clubs. So, if you know, regardless if you're a Rangers fan, Celtic fan, or whoever you support, get involved. Okay, Pankaj. Pankaj, how you doing, buddy? Pankaj.
Hello.
How you doing, mate? Good, mate. Can you speak up a little bit? I can't really hear you. But, yeah, obviously, Liverpool versus Chelsea on the weekend. Let's start on that game. First off, how do you see that going?
It could be a draw, but I think Chelsea is back in form, so I think Chelsea could win.
Yeah, well, yeah. Obviously, it could be a win or it could be a draw. But you said Chelsea, you think Chelsea might win. Why do you think that is?
Because Chelsea have a good attack and Liverpool has a very poor defence.
Yeah, it's a very good point. It's a very good point you make. Obviously, Liverpool's defence is the main, their sort of Achilles heel, isn't it? It is rumoured to be Matip. Joel Matip is rumoured to be coming back for this game. Do you think that if he comes back into the side, do you think he'll start? And if so, do you think he'll really strengthen that defence?
No, I don't think so. He's a very good defender, but I don't think so. There'll be much difference because Chelsea, they have a world-class attack, but it could be a draw. It could be a draw.
So you reckon it'll be a draw?
Yeah.
All right, mate. In terms of, so obviously both teams played midweek. Chelsea had an easy game. They played, Karabag, not a very difficult side to play, but they did play in Azerbaijan. Do you think that will affect them a lot, or do you think they should be all right regardless?
It won't affect them.
It won't affect them. All right, mate. Go on.
Yeah. I just want to speak Manchester United.
Okay, go
on. Yesterday was a very disappointed performance.
Yep.
I don't understand what Mourinho is doing, seriously.
What don't you understand about Mourinho?
He's like too defensive. Was too defensive. I know in the first half we were very attacking, but he had so many chances and I don't know.
Well, yeah, obviously, in terms of Manchester United, I don't really want to talk about Manchester United today, but it is a generic fan channel, so we'll touch on them quickly. I think my opinions on that game was, we're top of the group, and we're going to go through to the Champions League knockout stages regardless. The only kind of negative to that loss last night is now we have to play our first team against CSKA Moscow, which is the midweek before the City game on the weekend. So obviously that's the only negative. But yeah, obviously not a great result. People can't really hear you, mate, but I'm going to get you off anyway. A few people calling in. So I'll speak to you soon, Pankaj, yeah? Sweet, man. Guys, could you speak up a little bit? It's quite difficult to hear Pankaj at times. But Live3B03A62AE42EBEE7 is this person's username. How you doing, mate?
Hi, yes. Hi, this is Patrick.
I was going to swear then. Sweet, man. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm fine. How are you, man?
Sweet, man. Right, so Liverpool-Chelsea. What are you thinking? How do you think it's going to go?
Yeah, I'm not really sure about it. I know Antonio Conte knows how to set up his defense in this big away games. Like I see Chelsea playing a 3-5-2 and countering Liverpool's. Like I think Chelsea will let Liverpool have the ball and they can play on the counter well. And we know that Liverpool's defense is worse than my street team's defense. So I expect Chelsea to go there and get a positive result, to be honest. Because again, Jurgen Klopp doesn't learn from his past experiences. He has seen teams go there and park the bus. Still, he won't change his strategies. I think Chelsea will park the bus and get a good result from Anfield.
Oh, it's an interesting point there. Just, obviously Liverpool coming off the back of that horrible result against Seville. I mean, a draw against Seville on the back of things isn't really too bad, but it's the way they did it. The fact they went 3-0 up and then went back down to 3-3 is disappointing. Do you think that will affect their
You just expect that from Liverpool, don't you? This is a funny thing here. If you checked out Gary Neville's tweet during halftime, he said it's going to be 3-3. And everyone was laughing off like Gary's lost it. But Gary was spot on with his prediction. He said at 3-0 it is going to be 3-3. And that's how it turned out. Because Liverpool have fragile defense, really. You can't trust that defense. Look at your players. What good defenders they have. Can you name me one good defender from Liverpool's side? Except I think Andy Robertson. Andy Robertson actually a decent left back. But he's not getting a chance to play.
Yeah, obviously... I completely agree with you. They haven't got a fantastic defence, but obviously they come off the back of that poor result. Do you think that will work in favour for them in terms of they'll be raring to go today, on Saturday, raring to prove a point?
Of course, they'll be raring to go, but the thing is, I would be fancying them more if they're playing away from home, where they can maximize their counter-attacking strategy. When they're playing at Anfield, the pressure is on them because they have to, of course, take the initiative. They have to attack. And that directly plays into Chelsea's hand. Of course, they will want to prove a point, but I don't think Jurgen Klopp defense can hold out against a top 6 side really. I think Liverpool's defense is so bad because if they had an okay defense, even like a defense of a side like West Brom or something like that, with their attack they can play well, but the defense is so bad. Clavin or Lovren, I just can't find any hope for them defensively.
Yeah, and in terms of in the attacking sense, Liverpool's two best players, arguably Mane and Salah, really thrive on space in behind. So if Chelsea go to Anfield, park the bus with a 5 at the back, leaving no space in behind, it's going to be very, very difficult for the way that Liverpool attack to really exploit that defence.
And you look at Chelsea's style of play that has been derived from, I think, Mourinho's time, where they always set up well away from home defensively. They have good defenders. They have Gary Cahill. They have David Luiz, who has transformed. But yeah, of course, Antonio Rudiger. They have players who can defend as well as attack. Players like Cesar Azpilicueta, the lad from Italy, David Zappacosta was it. So you look at their defense and they can hold out. They can play for a draw too. So what Antonio Conte will do? He'll pack up his defense with three players in the 3 centre backs, 2 wing backs. So when Liverpool attack, he will just the D will be full of defenders. So I don't think Liverpool will be able to make up spaces or exploit those gaps. And when Liverpool come forward in the numbers, I think players like Hazard, Morata and Willian can exploit the gaps, the obvious gaps in their defense. And I think that's why Chelsea should get a positive result. But being a Manchester United fan, I'm hoping for a draw because that will benefit us the most.
Yeah. So obviously you're saying that you're going for a Chelsea win purely because Liverpool defence is that bad.
I'd sit on the fence, a draw or a win, but one of the 2 results, I'm sure. I don't see Liverpool winning because I think Antonio Conte, even though he's having a turbulent season, he's such a good manager. I think tactically he is very, very adept. He knows how to. His first season in the Premier League, he won the Premier League. Obviously, he didn't have any Champions League, but again, that's a big task winning the Champions League in the Premier League in his first season. You see his tactical ability. He studies sides. He knows how to deal with the side is facing.
Yeah, mate. Well, brilliant points there, pal. Patrick. How do you say it, mate?
It's Pratik, actually.
Pratik.
Yeah, Pratik. It's Indian, actually, so it's tough for you to... You can call me Patrick if it's easier for you, man.
All right, man. Sweet. Cheers for coming on, and I'll see you in the comments, mate.
Yeah, sure.
Cheers, pal. Ciao. Obviously, that's Pratik. There you go. I always get that wrong. I always call him Patrick. I do apologise, mate. But, good points there. Pratik's going for a Chelsea win based on the fact that Liverpool's defence are that bad. I had Sphere, I don't know how you say it, and John Parkinson calling me just a second ago when I was on the phone to Patrick. But do call in again, guys, and I will try to pick your phone calls up. De Bruyne is the best player in the Premier League, says Jack Brady. He's pretty good, isn't he? I think he probably is at the moment. Guys, get calling in. I haven't got anyone calling in currently, so if you guys do want to get on the show, talk about all things Premier League, then do start calling in now. Obviously, we've touched on Liverpool, Chelsea quite a lot. That is the main subject on today. But I will move it on to Arsenal, Burnley a little bit as well, and Manchester United, Brighton, as the show goes on. But, we can't give all our main points right in the first 15 minutes, can we? Yeah, everyone, people are saying, well done, Patrick. Sander, people could hear me on full volume. All right, mate. Hamza calling in. Hamza, how you doing, buddy?
Doing good.
Sweet, man. Firstly, obviously, we've talked about Liverpool, Chelsea quite a lot. Did you hear Patrick's calls?
Yeah, I was hearing right now. I was not hearing very good.
Oh, right. Well, he basically said that he's going for a Chelsea win purely because they're gonna park the bus and exploit Liverpool's poor defence. Would you go that same line of thought, or would you think slightly differently?
Yeah, I think Chelsea's gonna win, 100%.
Okay. Do you think? So one thing I was thinking about when I was talking to Pratik, I think it is then. I was thinking usually, obviously you've got Mane and Salah on the wings, and because Chelsea's fullbacks like to get forward quite a lot, I thought Mane and Salah could really exploit those wings and get at those three centre-backs. But Pratik's point was that they'll park the bus, play essentially a 5 at the back and counter-attack them. How do you think Liverpool could get something out of the game?
Yeah, I think that too, but I think they're going to park the bus and then they might score in the end like how they did to Man United.
Yeah, obviously go on.
They're gonna do that. I think they're gonna score in like the 80 minutes after they're gonna park the bus for the first half. In the end, they might like attack after they score a goal, Morata header, easy goal, and they might win the game like that.
Yeah, well, obviously both teams played midweek, like I said over the last few calls. Do you think Chelsea's trip to Azerbaijan will affect them in any way, shape, or form?
Yeah.
What, you think they'll be more fatigued than Liverpool then?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think that.
So, but if they're more fatigued, you just said that they're going to score in the 80th minute. Surely, if they're more fatigued, they should sort of go in. There should be the descendancy in the latter stages of the game. Do you still stick with your point, or would you agree with me?
I'll agree with you.
No worries, mate. No worries.
Yeah.
Ibby says Chelsea will easily win. Good. Obviously, now let's move on to Arsenal Burnley. Obviously, Arsenal beating Spurs in the North London derby last weekend. Fantastic result. They should be full of confidence. But it would be very Arsenal-like, wouldn't it, if they now played Burnley. I think they are at the Emirates, and they do have a very good record at the Emirates. But it would be very Arsenal-like for them now to drop points against Burnley.
Arsenal, they can face the big teams, but when it comes to small teams, they're not gonna play their first team, or they might Alex Sanchez. I don't know if he's playing. I never watched the Arsenal games this season, so I think Arsenal is gonna get an easy win.
Yeah, obviously they are playing currently. I think they're still 0-0, but they never usually play their usually play their first teams in the Europa League. Do you think that'll affect them? They're only over in Germany, but obviously Burnley would have had the week off. Do you think that will affect them in any way, or do you think they've got too much quality for Burnley to have a hope?
No, I think Arsenal's gonna win easy.
Okay. Obviously, Alexis Sanchez not been in great form recently, but him and Ozil turning up against Spurs. Do you think they'll be the figureheads of this game, or do you think someone like Giroud or Lacazette will shine?
I think Giroud in the more show.
Wow. Okay.
I think that way.
All right, man. Cheers for Skyping in. I really do appreciate it, and do call in again.
All right, thanks.
Have a good one, mate. Asian Gamer, I think I've blocked you on air because you called. Remember that time you called in like 45 times and it was distracting me. I told you to stop, but you didn't. Make a new account. I don't know. I can't unblock you at the moment, but make a new account and call in again. Check out Teich Designs on Instagram, okay? Do that. Arsenal will bottle it. Yeah, I think Arsenal will bottle it. I've got a feeling. Like I said, it's very Arsenal-like, isn't it? To beat Spurs and then drop points against Burnley. All the fans are back on there. Oh, you know, Arsene Wenger, he's all right. You know, we're going to win the league, all this kind of stuff. But they're going to get knocked down a peg or a few when they lose against Burnley, I think. 1-0 Cologne. Oh, that's fantastic. Nice call, Hamza. Yeah, obviously this is your show. I always say it's your show, but this show more than any other really is dictated by you guys. So drop a like on the video and, you know, show some support for not me, but for you guys. Asian Gamer, I don't know how I'm supposed to unblock you, mate. I really don't. I don't know. I don't know. But create a new account. I'll try and block you after, but create a new account. Chad Sprawl, if you want to call in, mate, do get calling in. I've not got anyone calling in currently. Sammy Monsor tried to call in. John Parkinson, Svi Mallow tried to call in. Brevin. If you guys, you know, I was on calls obviously, but call in again and I'll try and speak to all of you. Should I ring in John Parkinson? Yeah, well, you know, ring in, mate. Skype in, and I'll get you on the show, pal. Do get calling in. Obviously, we're 19,812 subscribers. Do get subscribing. We're trying to hit 20,000 subscribers as soon as possible. So look, try and get calling in. Callum, I dare you, get on the show. Callum, Skype in. This is a Skype show, mate. He's been giving me abuse. Who's this? Svei. Okay, got Svei coming in. Callum, you better come on. Svei, how you doing, buddy?
I'm alright. Yourself, Sander?
I'm not too bad. You're a little bit distant. If you could get closer to the microphone, that'd be good. But I can hear you.
Is that better?
Yeah, that is slightly better. Obviously, okay, right. Liverpool, Chelsea. Give me your opinions. How do you think it's going to go?
My heart says a Chelsea win, but especially since, you know, they just thrashed, who was it? I'm not sure who it was in the Champions League.
Karabag.
And yes, and I think it was before we played them. Did they not win their Champions League game as well?
I think they did, yep.
Yeah, and then off of that, no, I think no. Against us, it was the Roma draw. Okay, well, that point is gone. But I think Chelsea will take it. Liverpool's defense this week obviously showed its weaknesses again, and I think it'll be a good game. I think both teams will score, but I think Chelsea will take it.
Yeah, obviously everyone's going with a Chelsea win currently. There's Callum Turner in the comments. I can't see the comments currently, but he's a Liverpool fan. On Liverpool, how do you think they could get something out of this game, if at all?
They have to go all out. Their only hope would be to outscore Chelsea because their defense is absolutely woeful. And I'm not saying that just as a non-Liverpool fan. I mean, I'm pretty sure even Liverpool fans will be able to tell you that as well. So if they really hope to get anything out the game, they're gonna have to go front foot from the beginning of the game, and hope to outscore Chelsea.
Yeah, obviously, like you said, the defence is a shambles, really. But Joel Matip is set to come back for Liverpool. Do you think that could really make the difference and really strengthen that defence, or is it irrelevant?
Best case scenario, instead of conceding 3, they concede 2. I mean, I don't know. From what I've seen this season, look, okay, if they can keep hold of the ball, right, and continuously press Chelsea, then it's definitely possible for them to get something out the match. But I think betting on them to not concede isn't a good idea, in my opinion, regardless of who's in the back, whether Matip comes back or not.
Yeah, I think that's a good point, to be honest. I think it was Jared a few weeks ago that called in and said, look, Klopp's not been backed. He tried to get Van Dijk. He didn't have the means to do so. He tried to get Keita, but they didn't have enough. They didn't want to pay out enough money to get him this season, so they're getting him next season. Do you think once they get Keita and Van Dijk in, which I presume they will next season, do you think they're really a force to be reckoned with, or are they still a shambles?
Just on that point of Klopp not being backed, I'm not sure I agree with that. I mean, okay, I wasn't following Liverpool religiously, but they managed to bring in Mo Salah and Arsenal Chamberlain, which for me were Mo Salah's obviously proving his worth, but I mean, you know, they made signings. It's just in the wrong positions. Keita is definitely going to improve them though. I honestly think that they're on the if they could just revamp their defense, and also for Klopp to start doing some defensive coaching and training, then they could definitely improve, because their attack is a lot better than just decent, in my opinion.
Yeah.
They can put goals past anyone on their day. So they I think you mentioned him now, the Southampton player.
Van Dijk.
Van Dijk, yes. Van Dijk would definitely have improved them significantly, but I think they need more than just the one player.
Well, yeah, I think also, like you say, it's not only just the Van Dijk. A lot of the problems haven't been in terms of a poor player mistake. It's been organisation, hasn't it? And that comes from the powers that may be. What was I going to say? Can't remember what I was going to say now. Okay, go on.
Just on that, yeah, I agree, because it's one thing, for example, with Man United and Victor Lindelof, right? It's evident when it's a defensive mistake, and that's not the case with Liverpool per se. It's like you say, it's their organisation, their defending of set pieces, and how they deal with counter attacks and so on. It's the defensive unit as a whole. So it's not necessarily, excuse me, it's not necessarily individual players that are messing it up. So as much as they do need better defensive players, but I think Klopp needs to buck up the ideas on the back as well.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. Well, yeah, I agree with you because it was my point. Moving on to Manchester United versus Brighton. Obviously, I presume you're a Manchester United fan. How do you see that game going, mate?
Again, my heart wants to say 4-0, but I'm honestly not sure right now. I don't want to look at the Champions League results as a result that would have effect. I think complacency set in to the team, and just knowing that we just needed a draw to go through. That's why the performance was what it was. But I'm hoping we can maybe see Marcus Rojo back in the defense as well. I thought he played pretty well midweek, and I think United just need to turn up. We don't even need to play exceptionally well to put goals past Brighton. It's a game we should be winning, but this is what I had thought about Huddersfield and so on as well. But obviously, now we have players returning. We have Pogba and Zlatan back, Rojo as well, which is pretty important. It's a match we should be winning, but I don't think I can confidently say we're definitely going to win it.
I can, mate. I think United are going to win that game, especially with Pogba back, with the likes of Martial, Rashford, Zlatan, Lukaku. I think United are going to have far too much firepower, and we're going to see. In the last few weeks, when Pogba's been out, you've seen Matic do all right, but he's been urged to do that to not only be defensive but also go forward, because United haven't had a fantastic forward outlet from the midfield. But now Pogba's back, you're really going to see the best defensively in terms of Matic. So I think that's going to give us even more defensive security.
Are we playing at Old Trafford or?
I think we are, mate. Yeah.
Okay. If we're playing at Old Trafford, then I'm definitely a lot more confident, because as much as we can have all that firepower, it's going to depend on what result Mourinho is going to play for, because we can have all the players on the side, but if Mourinho decides to sit back for whatever reason, not just because it's Brighton, but with any opponents, especially if we're away, if he chooses to sit back and then but if he chooses to sit back and try and hit them on the break, then it's a toss-up. It's not necessarily a guaranteed win. But if it's at Old Trafford, then I think I definitely feel a lot more confidence about it, because that they're going to come there, put two banks of four behind the ball, and just wait for the opportunity. So it's going to be up to United and up to Jose to attack them and try and go for the goal. And if we can do that, if that's how we play, then I think we're definitely in it to win this game.
Yeah, finally, I think Days Gaming made a very good point there. He said that United can't catch City if they can't beat teams like Huddersfield and Basel. Reactions on that comment, mate?
Yeah, he's right. He's right. I think we're basically, it's out of our hands right now. I think we're waiting for City to slip up, and I think the entire league is actually kind of backing United right now, because if we don't make an attempt or an effort to catch up to City, then the league's essentially gone. But I definitely agree with that comment, and especially given Mourinho's form against the top six teams. If we have any hope at all of catching City, then we need to blow away teams. I really want to say the rest of the league, because Mourinho's form against the top six, at United at least, isn't the greatest. So I don't know. People seem very confident about how we'll play against Man City and the likes, but given Mourinho's form against the top teams, I think he'd be happy with a draw and so on. So if we're not getting the points from the bigger games, then we absolutely have to get the points from the rest of the league. So if we do have any aspirations of the title, then we definitely need to punish teams like Brighton and Huddersfield and so on, which we haven't exactly done. We've beaten teams, but I mean, there's the Huddersfield result. There's the was it Stoke where we drew?
Yep.
This season. Yeah, and there's results like so. We're obviously not going to win every single match, but there's the potential banana skins matches here and there. So matches like tomorrow, Mourinho can't sit back. He has to go on the front foot. Oh, sorry, matches like this weekend, he can't sit back. He has to go on the front foot, and we have to put them away if we have any chance of catching City.
Yeah, finally, I'll just say my point of view in terms of the league is that the league's going to come down to the heads. If United, in terms of United have got to beat every single team below them, and then beat the bigger teams in front of them. It sounds simple, but if you can be solid against the smaller sides and then smash the teams, your competitors, that's what it's going to come down to. It's going to be very fine lines. Jared says also this caller is excellent. You have been very good, mate, and it's been a pleasure having you on. Do call in again, mate, and I'll speak to you soon.
Thank you very much, Sander.
No.
I'm enjoying the show. You're doing a great job, and I'll definitely call in again.
Cheers, buddy. I'll speak to you soon.
Cheers.
Ciao. Very good call there. That is, a kind of platform, an example on how to do it. John, I'm so sorry I couldn't get you on, mate. Try and call in now. Obviously, I want to get as many as you on as possible. I know John's been calling in for a while, so I do sincerely apologise, John. I haven't been able to get you on yet to this stage, but do call in again, and hopefully I'll get you on. Valentina says, "Hi, I'm back. I'm not crying anymore." Is that you're obviously it's Italian? Italy getting knocked out. You joined us for the Italy versus Sweden stream. Valentino, you can call in and have your say. MUFC, if it's MUFC Rich, I think he's a good lad. Yes. Richie, how you doing, son?
How you doing, pal?
I'm not too shabby, mate. I'm not too shabby. Obviously, MUFC Rich, the team's in the name. Let's start on United then. How do you see that game going against Brighton?
I see it being an easy win, comfortable win, and looking forward to the Arsenal game after it.
Yeah, well, you've moved that on quite swiftly. Arsenal versus Burnley. Do you think, well, I've been saying this whole stream, it's very, very Arsenal-like to beat Spurs in the North London derby. Everyone get on their high horse, get really excited for the season to get again, and then put a peg down or two whilst dropping points against Burnley. Do you see it going that way, or do you think Arsenal will get a comfortable win there?
I think they're never really consistent, are they, Arsenal? So you never know with them. They could cock it up against Burnley, couldn't they?
Yeah. Obviously, I think they are at home, and they've got I think they've not lost at home yet this season, so very, very good record there. Moving on to Liverpool versus Chelsea then. A lot of people going with a Chelsea win. Would you go against the grain and say that maybe Liverpool could get something out of this game? They have been, over the last few seasons, very, very good against the top sides. Do you see Liverpool getting anything out of that game?
Well, I judge it on how United are playing, and we couldn't beat Liverpool. Chelsea beat us, so I think Chelsea will win that
right
comfortably.
How do you think they're going to get the points? Do you think, like some people say, they'll sit back, hit them on the counter attack, or do you think there'll be some sort of other strategy?
I think they'll keep the ball, pass it around Liverpool's half, put them under pressure.
Interesting. Obviously, I said if Chelsea sit back, put a 5 at the back, and hit them on the counter attack, it's going to be very difficult for Liverpool's attack to exploit that defence, purely because their main threats are Mane and Salah, and they work on space in behind, don't they? So if wingers sit back, fullbacks sit back in behind, create no space behind the defence, it's going to, their attacking threat is essentially nullified.
They'll set up with a 3-4-3 and put Alonso left wing back, because he's very hard working, very defensive.
Yeah.
And very attacking as well.
Yeah, I think that as well. I don't know, City, do you know who they're playing, City?
No, I'm not actually sure, mate, to be honest.
I mean, let me look it up.
Probably just a crap side.
City are playing. Manchester City are playing. Come on.
You should know this, mate. You're doing a preview.
I know, but I was concentrating on Arsenal versus Burnley, Manchester United versus Brighton. It's just loading in one moment, guys. I do apologise for the shambolic organisation. Right, that loading's deliberately taking long to piss me off. They're playing Huddersfield. Yeah, good old Sander. Yeah, they're playing Huddersfield. It's quite an interesting game, to be fair. Obviously, Huddersfield turning up against Manchester United. Do you think Huddersfield could cause an upset there?
No, I think it'll be an easy win for them, and I bet you if Man City win, which they are going to win, it'll be all over the papers that Pep teaches Jose how to beat Huddersfield, things like that. But that was just a bad day at their office for us. But I think they'll win comfortably.
Well, it is at Huddersfield, and you saw Huddersfield really, really get up for it in the game against Manchester United. I think Manchester City at the moment look unstoppable, but I'm not counting it out. I think Huddersfield could do something there.
I don't see it, mate, because they're unbeaten, aren't they?
Yeah.
Top 3 best teams in Europe at the minute.
Do you think City could go invincible this season?
Big ask, because of FA Cup starts, doesn't it, in January?
Yeah, no, but I'm talking about the league.
Nah, because I think we'll do them at Old Trafford.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you go to Old Trafford a lot?
Yeah, go to Old Trafford daily. I'm from Manchester.
Yeah, that's sweet, mate. Do you reckon you'll be going to that game?
What, against City?
Yeah.
I'll see when it comes closer to the time, mate.
Yeah. All right, man. Final question. What do you think of the shirt?
Your shirt?
Yeah.
Horrible, mate. Nah. All you need to do, mate, is sit down with a paella and sing the Madrid song.
Right, I'll speak to you soon, Rich.
Right, see ya.
Cheers for having you on, mate. Cheers, I'll speak to you soon. That was MUFC Rich. There we good. I'm John. You're just calling in at the wrong times. All Day YouTube's called in. All Day YouTube. He does YouTube all day. 24 hours a day. YouTube is done with this man. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good.
Sweet, dude. Who do you support?
I told you before, Barcelona.
All right, well, mate, I do get a fair few people calling in, so I do forget. Barcelona. Right, this is a Premier League preview. Is there anything in specific you wanted to talk about?
Yes.
Go on then.
Anything.
No, but anything is... Okay. Basically, right, so Liverpool versus Chelsea. How do you see that game going?
Liverpool versus Chelsea.
Yeah.
I think Liverpool has got no chance.
Why?
The defense.
Right. Okay. You're not giving me much to work here all day, YouTube. But fair enough. Yeah, obviously Liverpool's defence is quite poor. And Chelsea's overall team is very good. But there is only 2 points that separates the two. So it is closer than a lot of people think. Also, Chelsea did play away against Karabakh in Azerbaijan yesterday. Do you think that will affect them a lot or not?
No.
All right, mate. John Parkinson, get calling in, pal. But Chazwell, AB says United stand is on. BR Rahanga says it's CFC win 5-1. Pratik, this is all day YouTube. Do you do YouTube?
No.
So why is the name all day YouTube?
I don't know.
I'm joking with you, pal. I'm joking with you. Right, so let's, Barcelona. How do you think? Do you think the title's theirs then?
Yes.
You're just gonna, okay. Try and expand. Why? Why is Barcelona's? Why is the title Barcelona's?
Because they're the best team in the world.
Well, they're pretty good. They're pretty good indeed, mate. Thanks for calling in, pal. I do really appreciate it. John is going to be calling in, so I'll get him on. But do call in again, mate.
Okay, thanks.
Cheers, mate. Lee is called in as well. But yeah, John, I'm going to try and get John on. If you call in, John, then I will pick you up ASAP. But yeah, guys, if you guys do get calling in, try and give more than one-word answers. But because obviously it's difficult for me to work with if you just give me one-word answers. Matthew McFadden says one-word answers. I love it. Barcelona are very good, to be fair. I tried to make it a Premier League preview, but he's a Barcelona fan. I had to ask him that. Please be John. Yes. Jonathan, how you doing, buddy?
Yeah.
I'm not too shabby, mate. Obviously I do apologise for not getting you on sooner. In terms of this weekend's worth of fixtures, what are you saying there? Liverpool, Chelsea, Arsenal, Burnley. How do you think it's going to go?
I've got a feeling Liverpool might actually nick it.
Oh, really? I like this. You see, I like the difference in opinion. Give me a reason why, mate. Why do you think Liverpool come out on top?
Fitness, energy.
Yeah.
Chelsea coming back from Azerbaijan, and then you've got Liverpool, got Salah running down wings, Mane whipping balls into the fun of it.
Yeah, obviously, I like that because, to be fair, everyone's been going Chelsea win, but if Liverpool do win, you've heard it here first from John Parkinson. Is it Parkinson?
Yeah.
Parkinson, Jonathan. Is Jonathan your whole name?
No, it's just John.
John. Wait, are you from Manchester then?
No, I'm from Preston area in England.
Oh, right, fair enough, mate. Who do you support then?
Oh, Blackburn Rovers fan.
Blackburn Rovers, that's brilliant, mate. We obviously do get a lot of United fans on there, but fantastic to get you on and Blackburn Rovers fan on. How are Blackburn doing then? What league? I don't even know what league are they in.
Well, we've plummeted to League One now.
Really?
Yeah, times are hard.
What is it? What's it like? Give the people on That's Football an idea of what it's like to be a Blackburn fan.
Hard.
Is it losses every week? Is it dire? Is there any hope? Is there any hope that you may rise in the leagues?
Yeah. Well, we're obviously playing teams that are a bit lower ability to ours because, well, really we should be Championship.
Yeah.
But for me, I'm not hating it in League One for the fact that the amount of grounds I can go to because I'm trying to do the 92 when I'm older. So League One grounds are a good place to be going now.
Yes, that's a very good point, mate. I love the fact that you're a Blackburn fan and you've stuck with them. I really do respect that. Just moving on now in terms of Arsenal Burnley. I presume you do watch a lot of Premier League. How do you think that game's going to go?
Well, it's going to sound biased, but I'm going to have to go for Arsenal for the pure fact that they're a stronger side.
Mm-hmm. Do you not think it'd be very Arsenal-like to lose against Burnley? Arsenal, yes, they have got a very good record at the Emirates, but Burnley are a very tough side, and Arsenal don't deal well with tough sides.
Well, it's definitely not out of the picture, but I could see Burnley going for it. Like, they're not going to sit back; they're going to go and attack. They're going to go straight up for it because what's the point of sitting back against a strong team? You need to win. Yes,
it is a very good point, but I think if it gets to 50, 60 minutes and it's still 0-0, the fans will get on the crowd's back, and I could just see Burnley nicking one there. Right, well, cheers, mate. Cheers for calling in. Sorry for not getting you on sooner, but I do appreciate you persisting and finally got you on the show.
Well, thanks for being loyal to your subscribers, pal.
No worries, mate. No worries. Always a pleasure.
All right, cheers.
Ciao. Obviously, that was John. Black Kid from the Block. Is this thing gone? He said, "Oh my God, Simon, stop with the in-callers. You are losing subscribers." Black Kid from the Block, I'm not sure you quite understand the concept of this show. It's called a Skype show, basically where, this channel is all about the interaction with the fans, the viewers. So, I love reading the comments, but it's better when people call in and have their say over Skype. So, mate, if you want to call in, then get calling in. Leon, how are you doing, mate?
Hello?
How you doing, son?
You alright?
Yeah, I'm not too shabby, mate. I'm not too shabby. Are you a United fan?
Yeah, I am.
Right, well, let's start with United Brighton then. Talk to me about that. How do you think that game's going to go, and who's going to come out on top?
Can you say that again, please?
Yeah, no, obviously you're a United fan. So Manchester United are playing Brighton on the weekend. How do you think that game is going to go, and who do you think is going to come out on top?
Well, the past games we've dominated against Brighton teams, but I do think that we should smash them. But I do think we should rest players such as Ashley Young and certain players like that.
Do you think Zlatan could be in contention for a start, or do you think he'll persist with Romelu Lukaku?
Well, that's the thing though. You see, what we saw on was it Sunday or Saturday? I can't remember the last game, but what we saw bad about Zlatan was his lack of pace, and that's what we can't have, because teams will just push back and go back to the penalty box, and we can't make any runs or anything. But when we have Lukaku, we can make those forward runs and get through to the goalkeeper. Yeah,
that's a very good point. I think you might see them play together. I do think he's going to go with Martial on the left, Rashford on the right, Lukaku up front, and Zlatan in at number 10. Do you think that is going to be a successful team and one that could win stuff?
Yeah, I do think that, and especially with Martial and Rashford, you got those pace on the wings, because Zlatan is slow. You've at least got pace on the wings, and then I would do that.
Yeah, right. Well, moving it on then to obviously, I presume you're not a fan of either Liverpool or Chelsea. The last 5 head-to-heads in that game, by the way, guys, Liverpool have won 2 and drawn 3. So the kind of records in their favour. They have been very good against the top sides recently. How do you think that game's going to go?
Honestly, I do think that Chelsea will smash Liverpool. Wait, are they bursting them? Yeah.
Sorry?
Chelsea versus Liverpool, is that the next game we've got?
Yeah, Chelsea versus Liverpool. That's what we're talking about. Yeah, Liverpool are at Anfield.
Yeah, I do. Well, it's at Anfield, isn't it? So it's I'm not sure, but I do think Chelsea will come on top, because I do think they've got a better defence, and I do think Morata will come on top if he plays. But Liverpool do have a strong defensive side as well, so it could be even. I'm not sure.
Yeah, fair enough. And finally, Arsenal, Burnley. How do you see that going?
Well, I wouldn't see it as a surprise that Arsenal will smash Burnley, but I'm sorry, but Arsene Wenger has been manager at the club. Is it over a decade? I'm not sure.
It's like 20 years, I reckon, mate.
I know. He's bottled it against a lot of sides like that, so, anything could happen. But, yeah, I do think Arsenal will come on top in that game.
Oh, they're actually losing 1-0 against Cologne. That obviously might dampen their confidence. However, they're not playing their first team, I don't think, and I think they should be raring to go regardless against Chelsea. But cheers, Lee. Cheers for coming on, pal, and do call it. Are you in the comments a lot?
Yeah, sometimes if I see you live, yeah.
Yeah, fair enough, mate. Well, I don't think I read. What is your name? Just Lee in the comments.
It's yeah.
All right, mate. Well, yeah. Get involved and cheers for coming on, pal.
All right, see you, mate.
Cheers, mate. Ciao. There was Lee. Very good. Matthew says, didn't get all that Mourinho out comments over the Basel game. No team goes through every competition with no losses. Stuff like that happened. We were very good, but not invincible by any means. Yeah, I don't get it all either. Megan, I'll ring you in for about 10 minutes. But right, I want to get the last 1 or 2 callers on, guys. If you have enjoyed this show, do drop a like on the video and get sharing it as well. Get subscribing. Callum Turner has bottled it. See, this is the thing I don't understand. All day YouTube. I'm going to tell him. I'm going to pick him up. All day YouTube, mate. You've been on once. I've picked it up just to tell you directly. You called in once. Our next Skype show, call in again. What is going on? He was all day YouTube, mate. There you go. Good. Who's calling me? No, all day. No, stop it. Stop calling all day YouTube. All day YouTube. All day. Right, well, he's bottled it. If he calls in again, I'm going to have to block him. All day YouTube, stop calling me, mate. Stop calling me. Just a fun fact for you. I don't enjoy my job. Megan's been at work. That guy who said he reckoned Wenger had been around for about a decade. Yeah, he has been. He has been. Man United have, but most of our fans are awful. It's true. A lot of United fans, a lot of fans. The modern day fan is quite a fickle one, isn't it? Megan says I got yelled at by a woman in a Chinese, and she scratched me. It's so delightful. I work in a restaurant. There we go, guys. In the next, if I don't get anyone calling in other than all day YouTube, in the next 1 or 2 minutes, I will call it a day for today. Actually, I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that anyway. Skype's going down, guys. There we go. Right, I've shut Skype down, guys. If you have enjoyed the video, do drop a like on it and subscribe as well. It's been, been fantastic talking to you guys, as it always is. So yeah, get sharing the video. It's obviously a very, very interesting weekend of football to come. Liverpool versus Chelsea. In terms of me, I think Liverpool will nick it. I think it'll be 2-1. Arsenal. I think Burnley will beat Arsenal, and I think United will beat. United will beat Brighton like 4-1. I reckon. But yeah, cheers for calling in, guys, and I shall see you on Saturday for the Liverpool versus Chelsea game. So do join me in that. Subscribe, turn your notifications on, and well, yeah, like I said, see you on Saturday. In a bit. These are tweezers, by the way. Good. See you in a bit.